Now we're going to look at Arnold Clark. And I think what's standing out the most, right, in this tournament is that it's going to be 4 teams who are all ranked in the top 10 of the FIFA rankings. It's a 6-match tournament hosted by England. You've got Germany, Spain, Canada. So we're talking number 6, 8, 9 ranked teams in the world, round robin style matches all across England. Matches are going to be hosting Riverside Stadium, Carrow Road, Molineux, and Wolverhampton. So lots of opportunities, right, to check out some different facilities. Same exact dates, right? The same window of time for all these mini tournaments going from February 17th all the way through to the 23rd. In terms of the fixtures that folks can keep an eye on, it's going to be England and Canada kicking things off, while Germany and Spain go head-to-head on February 17th. So you should probably watch that today if you're listening right now, followed by England and Spain, Canada and Germany on the 20th. And then to close things out, England and Germany will go head-to-head, while Spain and Canada do get out on February 23rd. So in terms of these fixtures ahead of us, Lisa, are there any in particular that you're like really curious to sort of circle that you really want to pay attention to?
Yes. I mean, these are top teams. All 4 of these nations are top 10 in the FIFA rankings right now. So any single match that you throw on is going to be good competition. But for me, Canada versus Germany on February 20th, it's a middle match day. So it's the middle of the 3 days for both of these teams. Canada starts against England and Germany starts against Spain. So when they meet up on February 20th, they'll already have 1 game under their belt, which is, I think, really good for both sides to get competition already in before they face each other. But Germany they're a powerhouse. They're number 3 ranked team in the world in the FIFA rankings. And Canada is coming off of winning the Olympics. They won gold in Tokyo last year. They do have a good relationship against each other, or rather playing with each other over the last few years. And they have played each other a lot. And Canada really just hasn't come out on top in a lot of those matches when you look at that. So for me, this is going to be a huge, huge match between Canada and Germany. The goalkeepers for Germany are very good. They've both been nominated for FIFA Pro World 11. They're 3rd ranked. They've won gold in the Olympics in 2016. They're incredibly, incredibly successful, and they've posed a big threat to Canada over the years. So I think this is such a test for Canada coming off of winning the Olympics in 2020. Can they maintain? Can they continue to progress their team, especially as they look ahead to CONCACAF W Championship coming up this summer, and they prepare for the World Cup of 2023? This is their first big test leading into the World Cup, because every nation that wins the Olympics, what do they want to do? They want to go and try to win the World Cup just a year or so later. So this is huge for me. Canada, Germany, February 20th. I am tuning in hands down on CBS to watch this one. But I mean, any of these matches are going to be good competition. Sandra, for you, is there one that stands out, one that you're really pumped to tune into?
Yeah, I hear you on Canada versus Germany. I think that's going to really tell us some things that we are maybe wondering about this Canada side. I'm actually going to maybe take a real close look at that Germany-Spain game that's going to be kicking off, and just sort of see like what these two like European giants can kind of like bring, not just against the opposition, but like out of each other. Like Spain has, such a tendency to just be this like, ball possessive, like orientating like type team. Germany being able to sort of win the ball and sort of be able to progress and like, kind of break down these lines. So I'm curious to sort of see these two kind of giants maybe go head to head, or maybe see if they even cancel each other out a little bit. Yeah. Like there's kind of the potential there to sort of see like, well, who actually wants to take control of the game and sort of see like what happens there. So I think that could be a fun one if maybe perhaps you're a fan of the methodical type of soccer, maybe the slow burn or the slow build, so to speak. And I guess maybe I'm telling a little bit of myself, but that's the game that I'll be taking a look at. But I mean, these are all 4 teams that with 3 of them representing Europe, right? And Canada, the lone region in CONCACAF within this Arnold Clark tournament. And all four of these national teams are all in the mix, right? Of the hunt for World Cup qualifications, right? Those are all sort of kind of going to be coming into full swing in this year with 2022 for CONCACAF, just having this preliminary stage, right? With Canada sort of waiting alongside United States women's national team for the rest of their competition to sort of take shape and take form. Whereas with Europe, the UEFA and the Euros have sort of been going on for a little while already, where we featured some of the preliminary games on Paramount Plus as well. So I'm excited to sort of see all of these games as a whole, but there's absolutely a couple that I think we have circled for each of us looking forward. In terms of these teams as a whole, why don't we maybe take a quick overview perhaps of each national team? We have to start with the hosts, of course. In England's women's national team, head coach Sarina Wiegman departing from the Netherlands, going over to England to lead the Lionesses, hopefully to glory. It's something that they've been chasing for a little while with this program, particularly with this kind of core of players in place. But there's going to be some key players, right, not able to participate in this inaugural tournament.
Yes, there really are. I think it's good to highlight who will be there, though. Lucy Bronze, Ellie Roebuck, and Leah Williamson, they're all returning from injury. They haven't been involved in the England national team over the last few camps that they have been brought in, but huge loss for England is Captain Steph Haughton. She suffered an Achilles injury that she is still recovering from. That happened back in September. And actually, head coach Wiegman said that she was really disappointed that she couldn't have Haughton in for this Arnold Clark Cup. She was really disappointed that when you can't bring in your top players and the ones that you want to compete and see compete against other nations the most. So because of that, it looks like that Leah Williamson will wear the captain's armband for England, which is huge. And that's something she has done before and something she's trying to do more and more so. So this is her chance to kind of step up. And when you look at the overall roster that England is bringing in, I think you have to highlight some players. Of course, Fran Kirby, forward. She plays for Chelsea. She's been to 2 World Cups. She was in the 2017 Women's Euros. She's became Chelsea's all-time leading goal scorer in 2020. She's definitely a player that is going to cause other teams some trouble. Someone else that I'm really interested and excited to watch is forward Lauren Hemp. She plays for Man City, and she is arguably one of the best players in the Women's Super League this season. She's really young, just 21 years old. She plays out on the wing in the front line. She runs at players with the ball. She's got really high energy. She's quick. She can get in behind back lines. I think she will cause some trouble for opponents, but there's just a lot at stake, I'm going to say, for this England team, because since new head coach Sarina has taken over, as you mentioned, formally with the Netherlands, the Lionesses have been undefeated. Now, they've only played 6 matches, and they've scored 53 goals in those 6 matches, and they've conceded 0 goals. Like, these stats are crazy. So I think the competition for England is maybe why they looked to host a tournament of this caliber with 3 other nations that are in the top 10 rankings right now in the world. So they could face some good competition. I mean, the last match that England played was against Latvia. If you didn't watch these highlights or see this game, go back and watch it. The score at the end was 20-0 to England. They scored 20 goals in this match. And now they go and they entered this Arnold Clark, and they have to face off against Canada, gold medal winning Olympians. So I think the shock factor for England is going to be there when they step on the pitch for the first time today on Thursday in this inaugural cup for the Arnold Clark Cup.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think when you look across all the lines, there's a number of players that we're probably going to see for England take the pitch. But with you in terms of these Manchester United players that could possibly be coming out here, or even Manchester City players. I'm going to be looking at Alicia Russo to maybe get involved in the mix there in terms of the attacking line. And we'd like to maybe draw some comparisons, right, for our American audiences to sort of lean into, right? There's Rachel Daly, who's actually listed from the Houston Dash as a defender, though she typically plays in the higher attacking role for Houston Dash. But even for somebody like Alicia Russo, who has experience at the collegiate level, right? A former Tar Heel, now playing, overseas with Manchester United, representing England's women's national team for some years now. So there's a lot of different connections here, but I'm going to be looking for her on the attacking side. Maybe take a look on the defensive side of things at Millie Bright, a FIFA Pro Best 11. There's a number of players crossing that. As the host, I think they're looking to maybe come out here and probably, impress a little bit, maybe dominate. I think there might be a little element of pressure there, right? You're putting together this event, and if you come up short, and sometimes there's those negative narratives that come around it.
Agree. There has to be the pressure for England to perform and really come home with the cup, right? And the title for this inaugural tournament that they're putting together, because why else would they put it together if not to win and add another star to their resume? But we'll see. I think it's a really tough competition for England, and it will be a huge, huge test for them.